Hi, I'm Mary from Mary Stories. How are you? Today I'm gonna be showing you how to crochet a very basic cardigan in many sizes, and it is a very simple in construction cardigan with a hood and for child sizes some ear bears. At the end we are going to put buttons so our cardigan closes and we are ready for the winter. We are going to crochet one back piece, two fronts, two sleeves and the hood. I will be using a Stylecraft special Aran yarn, which is a very nice soft yarn. And for the sample I will be using Lyons brand's Vanna Style, a very soft yarn which I loved, and a crochet hook J10 6mm. We're going to crochet the back piece and make it 35 centimeters wide and 42 centimeters long. To make your start you'll need to do a slip knot, so fold the yarn, turn it, and this way you are taking the first loop, attach it to your crochet hook and start chaining. For size 7 to 8 years old for a child, you'll need to crochet 40 chains, and once you've chained your length, then insert your hook in 1, 2, 3, 4 in fourth chain from the hook and work a double crochet and work double crochet in each stitch across the row. At the end of the row we have 2 stitches left. Work double crochet in next stitch and double crochet in the last stitch and turn to work row 2. For row 2 chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work in next double crochet into the post, into the front post, a front post double crochet. So we are not working on normal loops but in the post of double crochets. Then find which is the next double crochet and insert your hook from behind and work a back post double crochet in next stitch, and we are going to alternate front post and back post double crochets to work the ribbing, which will be the bottom edging of our cardigan. Find the next one and work a back post double crochet and in next one a front post, and go on like this. I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So work the last double crochet of this row in third chain of the turning chain, and before you finish this double crochet, when you have 2 loops on your hook, it's time to insert the new color. I work with a different color to create a ridge in the middle point of the ribbing. It's totally up to you if you want to make this, and you continue working the same thing again, chain 3 and work front post double crochet in every front post you see, and back post double crochet in every back post. I'll meet you back at the end of the row. So after the beige color, I worked a row in main color also, working front post double crochets and back post double crochets, and when I finish with my ribbing, it's time to work simple double crochet rows, the main pattern of my cardigan. So chain 3, and work in next stitch a double crochet, and in every stitch normal loop work a double crochet. Now I'm at the end of the row and I have 2 stitches more, so I work a double crochet in next stitch, and my last double crochet in third chain of the turning chain. And this is the simple pattern row. So turn and work the same again, chain 3, and go on. For the front parts now, we're going to chain 23 for every front part and work 5 rows of ribbing, just as we did at the back piece, and we're going to work for 30 rows, so our piece is going to be 42 centimeters long, and we're going to make buttonholes and sew on the buttons, around 6 buttons for this size. So I will show you now how to make these buttonholes in a very simple way. Choose and mark where you are going to work your buttonholes, and if it happens so that it is at the beginning of the row, chain 3, work a double crochet in next stitch, and now it's time to make our buttonhole, which is very simple. Just chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and work double crochet in next stitch, and repeat your pattern, double crochets across the row. I will show you now if it so happens and it is at the end of a row and you need to do a buttonhole. Let's go till the end of the row, and 3 stitches before the end we are going to stop and see what to do. Stitch number 1 is the turning chain, and this is the next one and the next, so I have to work 1 more, and now I have 3 stitches left, so it's time to chain 1 and work double crochet, skip next stitch and work double crochet in next stitch and double crochet in the very last stitch. So this is the way you are going to work your buttonholes, and you know now how to do this at the beginning and at the end of a row. It's time to work the sleeves, so chain 24 chains for the sleeves and work 5 rows of ribbing, and we are going to make increases. In this size we're going to increase at row number 7, number 9 and number 11. The total amount of rows we're going to work is 21 rows. So we're going to increase 1 double crochet at the beginning of the row and 1 double crochet at the end of the same row. So on every increase row we are going to add 2 double crochets more. In total for this size 6 double crochets. So from 22 double crochets we are going to have 30 when we finish our sleeves. So here is how to increase. Work a second after chaining 3, work a double crochet in the same very first stitch. So this is the increase already made at the beginning of the row, and then work till the end of the row, and when you reach the end work double crochet and work in the turning chain 2 double crochets in same stitch. So we did this increase row for the sleeves and for every size. I have my written pattern on my blog, don't forget, and there you can find all measurements and all instructions about many sizes. Okay. For the hood we're going to crochet 46 chains and work for 18 rows, and we will form basically a rectangle. At your last row work a decrease row. To do this, chain 3, work 19 double crochets, then double crochet 2 together 2 times and work the last 20 double crochets and fasten off, leaving a long tail enough for stitching the top. Now we are going to crochet the ears, and to do this we are going to make 2 pieces, one beige and one brown, and the brown is going to be a little bit smaller. So make your slip knot and chain 2 in order to make the first row, chain 2, and work in first chain you have just made 6 single crochets, all in one stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. For row 2, chain 1 and work 2 single crochets in very first stitch and 2 single crochets in every stitch till the end. So you will have 12 single crochets at the end. For row 3, you are going to chain 1 and make 2 single crochets in the very first stitch and then 1 single crochet in next stitch, and this is going to be the repeat. So for row 3 we are going to chain 1 and then work 2 single crochets in the very first stitch and 1 single crochet in next stitch. So this is the repeat, 2 single crochets in next stitch and 1 in next. It's an increase that will give us 18 stitches at the end of the row. Let's make it together. 2 single crochets and 1 in next, 2 single crochets and 1 in next, and we have 2 remaining stitches, 2 single crochets in next and 1 in last stitch. Oh, it's a little bit difficult to insert my hook. And this is it till now. Turn your work for next row. Row 4, chain 1, and work 2 single crochets in the very first stitch, 1 in next stitch, and 1 in next stitch, and 1 in next stitch. This is the repeat. Increase in next stitch 2 single crochets in one stitch, and 1 in next stitch, and 1, so we will have 24 at the end of this row. Work till here the brown ear, and make a row more with simple 1 single crochet at each stitch. So chain 1 and work single crochet in next stitch, and single crochet in each stitch across. So we just repeat the same number of stitches, and we end with 24 single crochets. So attach the 2 ears, the one onto the other, and stitch them together so they make one piece, and the brown part will be the inner part of the ear when it will be folded. So fold the ear in half, and then put it in the place you want, and sew to secure the ear onto the hood. It's better to place it in a table and go all around the ear, stitching in the place that you want it to be. We're going to sew the sides of our cardigan. So fold, place fronts to the back piece, and start sewing from bottom up. When you have finished the sides, let's go and start sewing the shoulders. We have for armholes we have left an opening of 14 centimeters for this size, and now start sew the shoulders at the outside. We are sewing front to back, And again we're going to leave an opening for a neckline. In this size, 7 to 8 years old, our total neckline opening, both fronts and the back, is going to be around 38 or 40 centimeters, and this is the width of our hood that will be attached to the body. I have placed a marker with a piece of yarn at the point that I want to stop sewing. Now we are going to sew the sleeve to the armhole opening. So fold the sleeve in half and match the center point of the width of the sleeve to the shoulder and start sewing from the bottom of the armhole. After our sleeve is finished, we have to sew the hood to the neckline opening. So match the center of the back neckline and the center of your hood and place a marker to join both points and start sewing the hood. Finally, we are going to work an edging, a simple single crochet edging. So join yarn at the bottom left front part, right side facing you, and chain 1, and work single crochets at the sides of the rows. So you have to work approximately 2 single crochets in every double crochet post. So continue crocheting the edging all along the hood opening. So this is my alpine cardigan. It's a very basic cardigan that you can do in many sizes. Visit my blog to see the written pattern for this cardigan from child 1 to 2 years old till adult 4 extra large. I hope you like it. I'd love to read your comments and visit my blog, like me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best for this year's Christmas holidays, and happy crocheting. Bye.